For Fighting Irish Preview, I'm Phil Houck, and this is the last word before kickoff. 4-1 Notre Dame travels to Blacksburg, Virginia tonight to take on the Virginia Tech Hokies at Lane Stadium, a night game, and that place has a reputation for being crazy. So communication issues tonight for the Irish will be at a premium. Weather was iffy earlier in the week. Strong chance of rain earlier, but right now it looks like that may have cleared up. The last forecast I saw called for 61 degrees at kickoff and just a very slight chance of rain. Three things to talk about going into this game that are on my mind right now. One, injuries. And Kurt Heinisch is back and will be centering that defensive line at nose guard for the Irish. He's back. He's a captain. He's a key player. He's missed the last two games. But there's potentially an injury that's going to limit Michael Mayer. We saw him limp off the field last week late in the game. That was the bad news. He has a groin injury that apparently he tweaked. Maybe some other aspects to that we don't know the details of. But word out there is that he could be limited tonight. That would hurt the Irish. Let's talk about that offensive line that's been giving up sacks and tackles for loss and not able to get a running game going. In any event, one thing that's going to happen tonight is Joe Alt is expected to get the start at left tackle. He's a freshman. That's the fourth left tackle that the Irish will have started in 6 games. Alt has looked good in spurts, but he's a raw talent. No doubt he's going to be a really good lineman for Notre Dame eventually. He will need to step up tonight, though, and stepping up tonight under difficult circumstances because communication between your lineman and your quarterback is important. You don't want to see those offsides, false start penalties that occur so much when you have to go with the silent counts and everything else. And that brings us to our third point, and that's who's going to play quarterback. And I think the reason why we went from being pretty sure that it would be Drew Pine after the Cincinnati game last week and the spark that he gave the team, and he also did the same thing against Wisconsin. But Brian Kelly kind of has decided, it looks like, to go with Jack Cohn as his starter, and I think it's because of the veteran leadership and experience that he brings and going into what could be a hostile situation in Lane Stadium tonight. I would expect, though, Brian Kelly to have a pretty quick hook if that's what it comes to, if Cohn is ineffective tonight. The line has bounced around on this. Notre Dame was favored by 1 most of the week, late in the week, and I think it could have had something to do with the news that Cohn was the starter and also that Michael Mayer may be limited. And now the Hokies actually are 1-point favorites at this time. But everybody's expecting a close game, no doubt about that. I think the defense is capable for Notre Dame of playing well tonight. They have played well in every game for the last 3 weeks, really starting with the Purdue game. And they just seem to have gotten better. So I think they're capable of keeping the points down against a so-so Hokie offense. But the question is, can Notre Dame score points of their own tonight? I think Notre Dame should be able to move the ball. They've proven they can do that really against most defenses this year. I think they'll move the ball, but I think they'll struggle in the red zone. And therefore, what we're probably going to see maybe are a lot of field goal attempts by Jonathan Doerer. So that's going to be reflected in my prediction for the game. The Fighting Irish Preview pick certainly reflects a lot of field goals because I'm picking Notre Dame 19, Virginia Tech 14. That's my pick, and those are the last words before kickoff. I'll talk to you later. For Fighting Irish Preview, I'm Phil Houck.